Okay. And you spell your first and last name for me already?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, go ahead and introduce yourself, your major, where you from?
Okay, I'm Russell Willoughby. I am an English and French major, and I'm from Montgomery, Alabama.
Your project. Tell us about your project.
In the mornings, I am working with the 10th grade class at Francis Marion, and we're talking to them about different forms of poetry and trying to kind of like shatter the preconceptions about poetry is written by old 17th century people who just want to make their lives miserable, and talking to them a lot about like spoken word and like free form and how poetry is more about an overflowing of powerful emotions than it is about structure and form. And then we talked to them 2 days in class this week and last week and worked with them individually. And then what we did this morning and we'll be doing for 2 more days is they're actually partnering with third graders at Albert Turner and helping the third graders write their own poems and like declarations of self. And that happened this morning for the first time, and it was probably like one of the best experiences of my life, and hopefully that the 10th graders enjoyed it just as much. And then after that, we are doing visual arts with 1st and 4th graders at Albert Turner. And we do two different art projects, and both of them incorporate self-expression and kind of like using that as like a building block to get them to talk about things that they're interested in. And it's less about creating like the perfect piece of art and more about getting them to like verbalize and then like visualize all these things that they're already interested in. And we had a really awesome day. We've just consistently had like great days from that, including this morning. And I think what we focus on with all of those is that we were told by Sarah, who's the owner of Pi Lab in Greensboro, that when you give anybody, if they're 15, 35, 7, responsibility, that they will rise to the occasion and just take it and like run with it. And that has been consistently just like proven true over and over and over again, and like punched us in the gut in all the best ways so far.
Talk more about what happened this morning. What was it that made it so empowering?
It was really interesting. Well, with the poetry, we met with the 10th grade class last Thursday and then Monday morning. And, you know, we're kind of standing up there and we're like, this is what you guys are going to be doing. Like, try to think about it and think about what it's like to be, I was like, because I don't remember what it's like to be a third grader. And you guys probably don't remember what it's like to be a third grader, but try to think about how it would feel to have someone older and in high school like come in, like hang out with you and just like talk to you about yourself for 50 minutes and what that feels like. And you know, it's kind of like hard to like imagine it when you're not there. And then so Monday morning we talked more about like what mentoring is and how, no offense to Josh Carpenter's English classroom, but how 50 minutes in a third grade classroom can sometimes mean a lot more than just sitting in your own classroom and like learning from a chalkboard. And you know, like these like 10th graders, we were only given like, this was just like sprung on them at the last minute, like, hey, this is something that you guys are gonna be doing, like try to go with it. And in both classrooms, in both classes before we met with the third graders, we asked them what they were most excited about, and we had so many people saying that they were excited to teach third graders what they've learned about living in Marion and growing up in Marion, and then on the other side of it, hear what the third graders know about living in Marion. And then today, when we actually got the opportunity to intermingle the classrooms, we told them that they were going to be the teachers, we were going to be last resort, we would be there if anything went wrong, but that it was all up to them. And we had so many kids, third graders and 10th graders alike, tell us afterwards how they thought that they wanted to be teachers and how they really felt like hanging out with the 8 or 9-year-old was probably like the highlight of their day. And then in the 4th grade classroom where we did the visual arts, they also did the I Am poems. And we had kids who said everything from I want to be president to I want to be an alien. And then we asked them, we started off with like, who knows what poetry is? And literally they all stood up and recited a Langston Hughes poem to us and did body movements and acted it all out. And we were just blown away. And then at the end of class, a group of girls who all wrote that they wanted to be singers on their paper, gave us a chorus of "I Believe the Children Are the Future." And it was a very like cinematic, like surreal moment, and all of us were just we didn't want to leave the classroom.
What do you think this does for Pitt County that you're here for 3 weeks?
Honestly, I think that the fact that we are only here for 3 weeks is something that a lot of us have been grappling with lately. Like who do we think we are? Like, we're coming in, we're not from here, and we're coming into these schools for 3 weeks and then leaving. And that's something that is very like personal, like for a lot of us. And I know that like everyone has different opinions on that. But for me, I had a few moments of why do I think that us coming into these classrooms for an hour or an hour and a half does anything for them that they don't already get in a full school day? And I don't think that by any means what we're doing is a solution to any problem, but I do think that adding like kind of like a breakup in their normal day is kind of supplementary. And and if I didn't hear it from the kids themselves, I wouldn't believe it almost. We've had so many kids tell us how much they enjoy the art and how they want to be artists, and how that is something that, and we also asked them when the last time they did art was, and lots of the first graders and the fourth graders said that the last time they got an opportunity to do art was in pre-K or kindergarten. And that's something that's kind of hard to like grasp. And so hopefully what we're doing now will kind of lay the foundations for future work that we can do here for longer extended periods of time. And I think that that's something that a lot of us are personally really attached to at this point, and making it more sustainable as opposed to just coming and then leaving, and trying to make give the kids a sense of consistency.
3 words: partner, inspire, change. Which of those 3 most reflects what you're doing here at Francis Marion High School?
I think the one that I probably wouldn't have given you this answer 2 days ago, but partner is the most important for our ACT groups. And a lot of us were talking about this recently, and it's not that we're in there trying to tell these kids how much we care about the ACT and how important like the ACT is, and how meaningful the ACT is. It's more about how meaningful they are, and if college admissions and these vague, like no-name powers that be are going to deem that the ACT is a component of success, then we want that to be ingrained with these kids. And more so than inspiring and changing, because, well, I completely disagree with change, because being in that classroom for 20 minutes and giving them an opportunity to tell you about themselves, you will know that everything that they need, they already have and can verbalize. And inspire, I'm not really sure I like that as much, because, again, I think they already have all of the passion and enthusiasm inside of them, and that it's the partnership. And more so than, while we do want to be like some type of teacher to them, we also want to be like, we're 18, we're 19, we are so close in age to you that that you can come to us more with the personal difficulties as opposed to just like the standardized testing difficulties of it. And I think that approach has made all the difference in getting them excited in classroom.
Anything else you want to add?
In a sentence, I guess that just all of us who have been in the schools and in Marion in general, but I've had the most contact with those of us who are in the schools, literally blown away in all the best possible ways. And we're really excited to keep working for the next week and a half too. And thank you so much for letting us be here.